All right. Now, this is our follow-up to last week where Daria and I and Renee was feverishly trying to get in, but she just didn't. But that's okay. She's here today, and she's here at the beginning. Now, Daria and I covered how to do that, how you call it, break the ice when you first meet somebody, how to ask questions to qualify people. And today we're following up with the next step that a lot of people don't teach. A lot of people don't know how to do this next step. And that is, Daria?
Right. It's the follow-up. After you after you make your appointment and you go to make the call, the time comes, a lot of people don't know what to say or how to handle themselves.
But even before you actually reach the presentation, because I was like months trying to figure this one out. How do you call to confirm that the person is still making the appointment? I was like, this is Bernadette Chinley calling. I was calling to see if we were, didn't know what to say.
Right. And you basically, this speaks language.
So we are going to talk, getting into a little more detail about how to maintain that posture. Because the minute you drop that posture, that's when they know that something's fishy going on here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah?
Exactly.
Okay. So Renee, are you with it? Are you ready to go, or would you like Daria to go first?
I'll let Daria go first. I'd like to see what she says.
Okay.
I'm throwing into the wolves.
I know. All right. Let her go first. All right. So the recording's on already?
Yes, we started to record.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, one of the challenges I had was when it was time for my appointment, I didn't have a problem calling them and being on time. But my challenge was when they didn't pick up. What in the heck was I going to say? Because what I wanted to say was, hello, we had an appointment. Where the heck are you?
But that's blow them out the water.
What are you doing? Didn't you set your calendar? You want to say all that kind of stuff, but you can't. You can't say stuff like that because you just totally lose your posture, and the person has you, and they realize aha, they're trying to get me into something, and they want me to join something that they're doing, or they're trying to sell me something. No deal, and then they just have you on a string,
running around
in circles, and you keep calling, and they make sure they see your name, they press decline, or just ignore the call, that's Daria, oh please, whatever, so you want to avoid all of that. So I'm going to teach you a 3-step follow-up system that you would use when the person does not answer, and you can keep your posture. And when it's time to cut it off, you cut it off, because you don't want to keep calling forever and ever and ever, because in some cases, it could be that the person is truly not interested. And a lot of people are not going to come out and say, I'm not interested. They're just going to avoid you. Mm-hmm. So your first voicemail will sound something like this. Hey, this is Daria. We were supposed to talk at 7:30. Give me a call. Hope all is well. Just like you would any other call. Come in, Will. Oh, sorry. Hey, he said I'm talking too loud. Anyway, I'm excited. So, all right. So that's voicemail number 1. Then you wait 24 hours later, so you don't blow up their phone. And then you send them the second email, and it'll say something like this. Hey, this is Daria. I left you a message on Thursday. We were supposed to talk. I hope you're doing okay. By the way, just if you decided that you didn't want to talk about the opportunity or the product or anything, just let me know. We can save each other some time. No big deal. And hope you're okay. Give me a call. So the person doesn't call you back. You wait 48 hours. And then this is the one that usually you get some kind of response. Hey, this is Daria. Just want to let you know, I'm going to go ahead and mark you off my list. I won't be calling you about this ever again. I haven't heard from you. Hope you're okay. I'm going to assume that this is not a fit for you. That's fine. I'm going to mark you off my list. I wish you well. I wish you all that life has to offer. If it's a friend like me, I would probably say, see you at the next shindig. It's all good. We're still cool. No big deal. Talk to you soon. And that's it. So that way you're done. You're not calling that person ever again on that subject unless they call you back. So you pretty much just release yourself from that run in the mill, keep calling, you cut yourself off as far as that's concerned. And they know that you're not going to call. Now, I used that last week, and a friend of mine, she texted me and she told me she was sick and her phone wasn't working and this, that, and the third. And she said, well, can we talk? I'll call you tomorrow. And I said, well, unfortunately, I'm out of town, which is great. It's nice when you're busy. And I said, I won't be back until Monday. What time looks good for you? I'm free on Tuesday at such and such a time, or Thursday. And I picked those days that I know that she's free because she goes to school. So we had a previous conversation, and I remember I jotted down in my CRM. So I looked and I said, okay, so she's free on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I put those days purposely and a time. I said, which day is good for you? So she gave me the day and the time, and we're going to touch base at that time. And it works. It really does. It felt kind of weird speaking to her like that because, that's my friend. But at the same point, you don't want to just keep calling. Hey, it's Daria, give me a call. Hey, it's Daria, give me a call. No, you need to shut it off. 3 calls.
But it's more so. It's more so for us more than them.
Right.
Because
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because you need to keep your energy going, and you don't want to be thinking or allow your brain to start thinking, oh my gosh, she doesn't want to talk to me again. She's not my friend, etc., etc. So, and it also, like you said, it also keeps that person realizing that you value your time.
Yeah. And you're not going to keep calling them,
Exactly.
And they're purposely not returning your calls or calling you back or whatever the case may be, because they probably saying, well, let's see how many times she's going to call. They might make it a game, who has time for that? So you let them know this is legitimate business. I'm a busy person. I don't have time to be calling you every day for 6 months. Like, really?
Yeah. That's for sure.
So 3 calls, three voicemails. That's it. And if the last one don't get them to call you back. It's all good. Next, cross them off the list.
Yeah. Or actually put them on a 3-month list, or as you say, you leave them in your CRM.
Right.
And so therefore, when something different comes up, because you promised not to call them back again about
that
the first time. So only when something different comes up, that's when you get to call them again.
Right.
But the other thing that we've been taught as well is that, if you start to hear them hesitating, then you say, well, it's no biggie if you're too busy for this, I'm going to be going ahead and do this anyway. You should jump on my newsletter because I send out marketing tips every day or every week, however often you send out your newsletter. And yes, I call it a newsletter because it's important stuff.
Right, it is.
And then when you send out your newsletter or invite them to your newsletter, you make sure and tell them that they should put you in a special folder, the very first letter that comes, because that way you want them to understand the value of your marketing tips.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a
and then one. If like, for instance, of course, so you look at your newsletter and some are opening, some are not opening. And like every 2 months, I would go through not go through because there are lots there. I will pick like 5 people on my list and just either check them on Facebook or call them up and ask them, are you getting my newsletters? Do you have a question for me?
I like that.
Again, you're keeping your posture. It's very important that you keep the fact that you're important. I totally believe that I'm important, and I'm not here to disturb you, but I do have value to share. So do you have any questions for me? Because you did say that you wanted to be on my newsletter, you know?
Right. That's a cool way to do it. And I know what I do is I may put like a little blurb first. So when they open up my email, it'll say that you subscribe to my newsletter such and such a day, and you just get all that stuff on the side. And you know, if you want to continue to get value, you know, stay. If not, you know, you can unsubscribe here, something to that effect. You know, I put it first, and then I put my email.
I used to do that thing to remind them to unsubscribe if they really don't. But the reason why I keep them on is because I am increasing my ability to write better subject lines. So my goal is to keep improving that subject line to get more and more and more people and new people and different people to open, you know? So that's why I don't welcome them to unsubscribe.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So it makes sense, eh?
Yeah. Well, we're definitely doing that, working on that, you know, because you can always, you know, improve on your copy. And I do recommend that you take some kind of copy course, because it's going to help you in your ads. It's going to help you in your status updates, your emails, your blog posts, everything that you send out, you're going to use copy. And, you know, you need to know how to write persuasively. So I see somebody saying hello down here. Let's see. Who's that? Stephism?
Stephism.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, Stephism. Hello, back at you.
So, Henry, do you have a question for us so far? You haven't made a penny yet. It's hard for me to encourage others to get involved. How do you get over that hurdle? That's an excellent question, Henry.
Yeah.
We're gonna let Renee go first. Unless Renee wants to answer that question.
How do you encourage others to get involved? How do you get over that hurdle? If somebody says, how do you get over that hurdle? To me, there's a disconnect in you believing in your company or your product. Because if you can't encourage others, then you totally aren't 100% invested in what you're doing or believing in what you're doing. And you probably should go back to your upline, or go back to, if you have some sort of video training or training in your back office with your company, and find out. I would speak to somebody. Like if I had a problem, I would speak to somebody in my upline and say, look, I'm not doing well here. I'm not making any money. Can we get together? I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, and maybe you're just going to tweak it a little bit and tell me where I'm going wrong, or just sort of give me some advice on maybe some things I should be doing. Because a lot of times it's just a little thing that needs to be tweaked. Maybe it's your language, how you're talking. I mean, just the way you're saying.
Using the word hurdle. So, but Renee, how did you get over that hurdle? Because we all had that hurdle. So Henry, you're not alone. Right. I want you to know for sure that
I was literally ignorance on fire. I had no idea.
So there you go.
I had no idea what I was doing.
That sounds like me.
No, really. But I went into my back office and I looked at all the videos, and then I even my sponsor, I'd look at stuff she was doing, and I'd say, well, that's kind of stupid, you know. And then she'd say, no, I didn't. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's kind of stupid. And then I said to her, okay, I want to go from here to here. How do I do that? And she goes, well, you need to be doing exactly what the training says to do. And I go, but I think it's stupid. And she goes, but I'm already at the top. And I went, you know what? You're right. You're at the top, and that's where I want to be. So I basically started following the training. There was video training. There was like a university training. And everything she would say to do, like we had a training group, she would say, okay, I want you to do this, this, and this. It didn't matter how dumb I thought it was. I did it. And I advanced very quickly. I got one rank from the top of the company in about 8 months.
Wow, nice.
Because I decided I was going to be coachable, right?
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, I wanted to duplicate what the people were doing that were where I wanted to be. So I lost my ego thinking, well, I know better. That's kind of stupid.
That's stupid.
And I did what exactly the people that got to the top were doing. And then it just started happening.
That's great. That's great. Ignorance on Fire does
work. Once you decide you're going to be coachable and you lose your ego and you get over yourself. Because if you can't present your opportunity or your product to somebody, then you don't believe enough in it because you think you're selling something, right? Instead of you're offering them a great product or a great opportunity. So if you think it's a hurdle and you don't know how to talk to them, then there's a disconnect there that you don't believe, or what did he say?
That he wanted to involve other people.
Okay, so Henry, you're selling.
How does he
instead of offering
encourage
them,
people?
Saying, hey, this is what I've got. You know, would you be interested?
Well, Henry, you need to start looking at the fact that you haven't got any money yet. The first thing that you have to do when you come into an MLM is you got to get a testimony on the product. You got to focus on the testimony of the product. Once that is going for you, then what you are doing is you are sharing the opportunity to solve whatever problem your product solves. And that's when you're going to get the money, and that's when you start telling people, I'm getting success. And therefore, because, I mean, at the beginning, you're like, well, I don't have any success and I can't talk about it. You got to focus on the testimony of the product.
You got to focus
and that
on
is the easiest.
You use the product.
The benefit of the product.
This is what it could do for you or others. You're not focusing on the money.
You're not focusing on the product.
You're focusing on the benefit of the product and what it could do for others. How can it solve their problem? Like, I don't know what your product is, Henry. What kind of
Henry,
health, travel, what?
Fitness, no problem. So that's health.
That's a health product.
So that's skincare, right? It's skincare.
I thought it was a drink.
Health product, skincare. I think there's a weight loss product in there also. So you're focusing on people who want to look younger.
Health and wellness.
Health and wellness, maintain their skin, their moisturizer, broad range. I was at an event where a lady was doing Jeunesse this weekend. So you're focusing on the overall appearance of somebody and how your product can help them, right? Do they have wrinkles? Do they
I used to
wrinkle products?
At the beginning, I would look at the person's face and stuff, and I'd be itching to say, I can solve that big dot on your face. No.
Yeah, but you focus on the person. You say, look, I've been using this product on my face. I've been using it on my wrinkles around here, or wherever you've got wrinkles. And this is what it's done for me. This is what it could do for you. Right?
Yeah.
If they're talking to you, they're talking to you for a reason. They've got a pain. They've got something they want to solve. Right?
No, I'm just talking like, for instance, we go to a cocktail, you go to a friend's house, that kind of thing. So you're not intentionally going out to network. Ray Higdon says that a lot. Don't go out to network. Just go out.
Yeah, you're going out anyway. So you do it while you're out.
Do it while you're out. You tend to take that pressure off of you. You know, like, gotta talk to somebody, I can't go back home until I talk to somebody, you know. And then you get nervous.
Find out what's going on in their life and how you could help them.
Yes.
Right? Like when I talk to people, I don't mention my product or my company. I just find out what's going on in their life, you know, their family, their kids. Exactly. Do they have time? Do they need more time? I don't talk about my company or my product at all. Right. I just find out what's going on in their life, and you know.
Well, Henry, a good thing for you to do, because Daria and I discussed that first connection last week. So when you go back at the end of this, when you go back and you click on the beta button and you go back to replays, check Bernadette Chinley, because I'm the one who usually schedules out the blab. Right. And Daria and I discussed how to break the ice, how to meet people, and when to follow up and how to follow up. And Renee just touched on it as well. You need to use questions. But we delved a lot into it last week. Right. And this week we want to focus on how to maintain posture after that first time that you introduced yourself.
Right.
So Daria,
I hope that was helpful.
3 messages. Yeah, Daria spoke about the 3 messages, how to do the first, second, and third. And usually it's because people are busy. But we start to think all sorts of stuff in our head.
Right.
Yeah. So we want to prevent that from happening. Focus on those 3 messages. And then I spoke a little bit about if you're hearing the hesitation in the person, even if it's the first or the second time you're calling them, you're hearing hesitation, you back off right away and says, you know what, maybe right now you should just join my newsletter. I share great marketing tips. And when you're ready, or you never know when somebody you know may need my marketing tips, can I share my newsletter with you? And usually they say yes. And then in your newsletter, you tell them, make sure that when you get my newsletter the first time, put it in a special folder so it will never go to the junk box.
Right.
Junk mail. Right? Yeah.
Right. What they call that, whitelisting?
Yeah.
Whitelist my email.
Yes, whitelist the email so that it always comes into the primary if you're a Gmail. And Hotmail, oh my gosh, Hotmail I think is the worst.
I never had Hotmail.
No, I mean, when you send mail to people who have Hotmail, everybody is spam when you have a Hotmail account. You know? So Hotmail is one of the highest, or you would say, if you didn't accept or open the first letter, then everything goes into the junk box.
Oh, wow. Right? Okay.
Yeah, so you have to look out for people who have Hotmail.
Henry said he still uses Hotmail.
I still use Hotmail.
That's hilarious.
I would get off of Hotmail. I don't think it has
20 years. That's funny.
Well, and I'll keep it as your personal mail, but definitely you need to be on Gmail. That's where you need to be.
Yeah,
sentimental reasons. Good. So then keep Hotmail as your personal email.
Oh, he said he has Gmail too. So that's great because you have access to a whole lot more with Gmail. And especially since you're in business, you know, you want that, you know.
Excellent. So. Yes. Gmail is a better business mail. And then when you make enough money, then you go and you get your own, what do you call it? You buy an email from GoDaddy or one of those.
It's your domain name.
Thank you, Henry, for the claps. Yes, your domain name.
Thank you.
So, Renee, can you continue on how do you follow up? Yeah, when you follow up. And how do you maintain your posture?
I call them, let's assume they don't answer, okay? So I follow up once and I say, hey, it's Renee, I'm calling. We had a telephone conference arranged for, you know, whatever today at 4:30. And that's all I say. Then I'll probably wait 2 days. I'll call back and I'll say, okay, so you're obviously out. You know, I had a follow up with you. Told you I was going to follow up with you. Probably something has changed since we last spoke, and you had said you were interested in talking to me about the product or the opportunity or whatever we had talked about. Then I would wait another 48 hours, and I would say, clearly something's changed. Maybe you're out of town. Maybe you're just too busy to talk to me. Just letting you know this will be the last time I will call you, and I wish you well in whatever you decide to get into. And that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Very similar.
I don't chase people. I don't. I did that in my first company. I chased and chased and chased and chased to the point where when anybody saw me, they're like, she's going to bring it up again. And no, true. And when you're talking, to somebody, if there's any, obviously you've made an appointment. They said they were interested in something, your product, your opportunity, whatever. But if you get them on the phone and there's any hesitation or pushback or anything, I immediately go to, so what are your plans for the weekend? I don't bring up the business or the
right. So when you start
what are your plans for the weekend? Yes. What's going on this week? And that's it. Totally go off subject, and I don't bring it up again. And oh, that's great. Yep, that sounds good. Okay, well, I gotta go. And have a great time this weekend. And that's it. Like, I don't beat around the bush.
So therefore, don't linger. Don't stick around too long.
Like,
you want to be in a hurry.
They're not interested. And I don't even say I'm going to call you back.
Leave it at that.
I do. If they're interested, they'll call me back. Or if somebody keeps saying.
There are two things. Huh? There are two things you need to do there too. You should be using social media to connect with them so that they are seeing your activity. So you're not talking to them one-on-one, but you give them the opportunity to spy on you.
They
see what you're doing, and then they'll come back to you.
Yeah.
They'll either like a post.
Come back to you.
They'll like a post, they'll comment.
They'll come back when they're ready, right?
Because it's not your time, it's their time.
Yeah. Right. A lot of people can't make a decision. They can go to McDonald's and spend $40 on crap, but they can't join something that's going to cost them $20 before they talk to their aunt and their uncle and their grandmother. Because that's a big decision to them. It is, though.
Right? It's true. It's true.
And everybody thinks if they get into this, they buy a product, they're going to be on an auto ship for the rest of their life. Their garage is going to be full of products. And that's just being misinformed about the industry. Right?
Yeah, all those old misnomers.
Yeah, you want to make people feel comfortable and just let them watch you. Exactly what you said. Let them watch you until they're ready.
Yeah,
it's true.
For sure. And Henry, seeing that you just started your company, is it your first time ever in doing network marketing?
Let's see what he says.
Is he still there?
Yeah. I don't know. We have an egg at the top. Yeah. Oh, Yazid is still here. Excellent. No, I think Henry left. No problem. So the reason why I was asking him that question is because if it's the first time ever you're in network marketing and you feeling nervous, and then, like Renee said very correctly, everything you see other people doing looks rather stupid because it's not normal to go out to the mall and just give out all your samples. You feel as if all of a sudden, did I open a store or something, And I never did network marketing before. And then when I got into my first company, I started giving out samples. And my question to myself was like, why is everybody running?
Right.
I didn't do it, But so then, I went to Facebook and started meeting a whole bunch of people, and so online is great. And where Daria, Renee, and I, we hang out, we get great, awesome tips, and that's why we are where we are today. Otherwise, maybe it might have taken 5 years more for us to get where we are today.
Right. Yeah.
all because of our great marketing platform called My Lead
figure out
System.
how to shorten your learning curve, right?
Yes, yes.
Ask for help.
Yes. So that's why
find out what people are doing, and the ones that have success, how are they doing it?
Right.
You shorten the learning curve.
Right. Follow those that are doing what it is, that are where you are, and those that are doing the marketing strategy that you're interested in, and you do what they do. As Rob Ford would say, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, I was in a thread where somebody was asking a question in a Facebook group about MLSP. And the question was, is it worth it? I didn't know the person. And I mean, I had some answers, but then another member of MLSP came in and said, what do you think is worth it? Is it the value to you? Is it the value of the money? Is it the value of the learning long term? Will it shorten? So people go, is it worth it? They're thinking of the dollar value instead of thinking of the learning value and how it can speed up their process of moving ahead faster, right? They want to get leads and they want to make money. So what is the value of that to you?
Right. And they want it now.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's really big.
Because the thing is, you see everybody, you see all these marketers that are, went to the top of the company in a week or 2 weeks or in a month, The problem with that is you don't know what they've been doing for the last 10 or 20 years.
Right. You don't know their story.
To them, and you're wondering, well, it's like, Henry, I haven't made any money so far, but everybody in this company is making money. How come I can't? Right? So,
yep, you haven't paid your dues yet.
Well, or you haven't been taught properly. I mean, when I first joined the company, I was just told to put my link on Facebook 5 times a day.
Right.
Well, after about a couple of months, I'd like, clearly this is not the way to do it, because all your friends are starting to unfriend you, right? So how did all these other people...
We don't have time for that.
No, but you're wondering, well, isn't this what all the other people are doing? But you don't see it, right? So how are they doing it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's true.
Excellent.
It's true.
Excellent.
So you definitely need some kind of training and marketing platform community to be a part of, so that you can learn these things, because your MLM is not teaching you that, because they're more old school and they work more offline. But when you're ready to come online, it's a totally different world, and you need to know how to brand yourself online. And there's a strategic way to do it. So you have to learn that.
And you have to find the value of your time and yourself, right?
Put a dollar value on it.
You can spend hours and hours. And I know somebody who doesn't want to invest any money, and she's just spending day and night watching YouTube videos. But is she thinking about the value of her time day and night? Right? She's not putting the dollar value on her hour.
Yeah, sooner or later she'll get tired.
Well,
but the thing is, if you tell her not so much put a dollar value on it, if you tell her, okay, well, what do you think your value of your hour is? And then if she says $20, and then she spent, say, 5 hours watching videos, you simply ask her, well, did you earn your $100 today?
Right.
So instead of you going through all the explanation about why watching is not going to help what she wants to learn, because she needs to get into action. That's what you want to tell her.
Right.
But the more you ask questions, and by the answer that they give, that's when they're going to get the aha, and you're still their friend.
When somebody tells me they've been in business for 2 years and they have not made one dime, and they have not signed anybody to join them, I basically say you're not in business.
No, you're
become
not.
a customer because you're not making any money. You've spent 2 years in a company and you haven't made a dime, but you've spent money every month.
Yeah.
Right.
But you think this amount of money to learn a system every month is too much money. Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to invest it. You have to invest.
Yeah, but you're not going to convince somebody like that, right?
No, absolutely. What I tell my reps is that you have to have the mindset of serving. So what is it that I'm going to share with my audience to help them? Mm-hmm. So once you get in that mindset, it removes the selling part. Also, I share with them that they must do some kind of mindset training to get out of that mediocrity thoughts of lack, the thinking of lack, because we all come with it, and we need to shed all of that, because that's what stops us from producing. So when you do that, it's very helpful, and they will start to see results quicker, because a lot of things are preventing us from moving, when we get started, especially if we didn't grow up in sales or this type of environment. So immediately, the first thing you're going to do when you do go on Facebook is to spam your link everywhere. You don't know. You have no idea.
Don't know any better.
Right. You don't know any better, and your ignorance on fire, like Renee said. So
yeah, if you don't have a training platform, or your company's not online in their old school and they don't have a training set, although I think most of them have a training nowadays, but a lot of people don't go in and look at the training, right?
Yeah, and it's limited. It's limited. They do have a training, but it's limited. It's not on the caliber of what we've gotten. No, not by any means. It is something. But but people don't think that the mindset, reading those self-help books or personal development books are effective, and they are, because you do have to program your mind. It's very important. We already programmed it for negativity. Now we got to dump all that stuff out and put the positive stuff in so we can get this thing done.
Right. Absolutely.
So. For sure. Excellent. So I think we had a great talk on posture, how to maintain your posture.
Yeah.
So the clues are in the messaging. So if you want to know how to message, definitely replay this audio and listen to what Daria said about messaging. Renee gave a lot of great tips on the follow-up and how to be in a hurry and how to look at other people, how to serve other people. And the wrap-up is that if you want to get cut your learning curve, is definitely you want to get onto the marketing platform that we all use called My Lead System Pro. And you can connect with either Daria, Renee, or myself for the link that we have, so you can find out more about what My Lead System Pro is.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So that's a wrap, lady. We are here every Wednesday at 8:30. It was great hanging again. I think it was an awesome hangout.
Yes,
sorry, not hangout. Blab.
Blab,
great blab tonight.
Blab,
blabbing. All right. So Renee in Quebec and Daria in New York and Bernadette in Trinidad.
All right.
Cyber high five.
See ya. High five. Oh gosh.